In the early hours of December 21, 1997, Lieutenant General Oladipo Diya and several top military officers were arrested, accused of plotting to overthrow General Sani Abacha. Senior officers like General Ishaya Bamaiyi and Major Seun Fadipe would later claim that a real coup plot existed, that Abacha narrowly escaped an ambush. However, there was no coup plot in 1997. The arrests and executions of Diya and several others were the result of power struggles within Abacha's regime, while other accounts point to deep ethnic tensions inside the military. Welcome to another edition of Dark Stories. In this episode, we uncover the truth behind the so-called 1997 Phantom Coup, explore what led to Diya's multiple assassination attempts during his military career, and reveal the secrets they never wanted you to know. Stay with us till the end. What you'll discover might change everything you thought you knew about Abacha's regime. If you haven't subscribed yet, do it now. Share this video and tell us what you think in the comments. Sani Abacha took over the reins of power in November 1993, after forcing the resignation of the civilian interim national government led by Chief Ernest Shonekan. In 1995, the regime announced it had uncovered a coup plot, which led to the arrest of Olusegun Obasanjo, Major General Shehu Musa Yaradua, and several senior officers accused of planning to overthrow Abacha. 2 years later, another coup plot was announced. This time, allegedly led by Lieutenant General Oladipo Diya, Abacha's Chief of General Staff, involved several senior military officers, mostly from the southwestern part of the country. Now, let's expose the shocking truth they never wanted you to hear. But before we uncover the lies and the secrets behind the 1997 Phantom Coup, let's see how Oladipo Diya found his way into Abacha's government. Oladipo Donaldson Diya was a career soldier in the Nigerian army. He served in the Nigerian Civil War and later became the military governor of Ogun State under General Muhammadu Buhari's regime. Diya was respected, known for his discipline and loyalty to the military hierarchy. So, when Sani Abacha seized power in 1993, he appointed Diya as Chief of General Staff, making him the second most powerful man in the country. But tension began to grow. Diya reportedly opposed some of Abacha's harsh policies. It all began in August 1997, when Air Vice Marshal Idi Musa, Chief of Defense Intelligence, quietly reached out to Diya. He sounded him out about an unsigned petition allegedly written by junior officers criticizing Abacha's rule and the way he was running the country. Soon after, Major General Ishaya Bamaiyi, Chief of Army Staff, stepped in to concretize the plan. Bamaiyi told Diya that Abacha had reached a dead end, and that Abacha has scarified the army and the nation's interest on the altar of his own personal ambition to rule Nigeria forever. To prove his point, Bamaiyi cited how Abacha had manipulated the 5 political parties into adopting him as their sole presidential candidate, outlining how they would confront Abacha, resolve the June 12th crisis, and release all political prisoners, including MKO Abiola. Bamaiyi reassured him that all the GOCs were already on board, except Major General Saki Muka, who was out of the country. Encouraged by Bamaiyi's assurances and convinced that the plan had broad military support, Diya eventually agreed to proceed. December 13, 1997 was agreed between General Diya and General Bamaiyi as the D-Day. Diya was warned that the plot had leaked, but he dismissed them and insisted on going ahead. On 21 December 1997, the government arrested top army officials, including Lieutenant General Oladipo Diya, Major General Tunji Olanrewaju, Major General Abdul Karim Adisa, and 8 others for allegedly plotting to violently overthrow the government of General Sani Abacha. State media described it as an attempt to destabilize the government and seize power. Diya alleged that Bamaiyi and others who attended meetings with him were secretly reporting to General Abacha. He claimed he was unaware that Adisa or Olanrewaju were part of the same plan. He also revealed that Bamaiyi had earlier drafted a speech that would supposedly be read to announce Abacha's resignation. At the end of the 2-month trial, the military tribunal presided over by Major General Victor Malu delivered its verdict. Diya, along with 5 others, was sentenced to death. But a few months later, fate saved Diya as Abacha died through mysterious circumstances in June 1998. On the 3rd of March 1999, Abdul Salami Abubakar, the succeeding military president, commuted Diya's sentence to a 25-year jail term. He granted them amnesty, and Diya was subsequently released. 13 years later, former President Goodluck Jonathan granted Diya a state pardon. In 2017, former Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamaiyi, in his memoir, recounted that General Oladipo Diya approached him privately, complaining that there was a need to remove General Abacha, claiming that he was being blamed from various quarters for the government's failures. Bamaiyi recounted that he told Diya he would think about it, but instead went directly to General Abacha, briefing him on everything that had transpired. In 2025, Major Seun Fadipe also revealed in an interview on Channels Television that General Diya and some senior military officers had planned to abduct General Sani Abacha and force him to resign. He maintained that the 1997 coup was not a phantom. Fadipe describes how Diya was persuaded by Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamaiyi, along with Major General Bashir Magashi and Major General Patrick Aziza, to participate in the plot. Diya was reported to have repeatedly said, "Abacha wanted me dead at all cost, but I was saved by the grace of the Almighty God." This directly contradicts the revelations made years later by Bamaiyi and Seun. What do you think about the so-called phantom coup? Share your thoughts in the comments below.